Some are good enough. How are you all doing? As promised, hello, good morning again. Good morning, good morning. As promised, yes, I was in the kitchen this morning, and since outside is a bit still wetty from all that storm or hurricane Ida that didn't come to us but flooded out our island so badly. You know, my yard and my garden area is still wet. So I decided to share. I started cooking because in rainy season in Jamaica, once it's cold and chilly, you know, we're a tropical island, we love our sunshine and, you know, as well. So when it's wet and chilly and cold, chicken soup is one of our favorite to have, especially on Saturdays. Especially on Saturdays. Saturdays is our soupy day, our soup day. So yes, guys, I was in the kitchen this morning and I said, oh no, I forgot to share my Saturday morning activity, you know, which is cooking my chicken soup. And I promised that I would have shared one of my ingredients now and again with you guys. And this was the opportune time to do it. So guys, welcome to my chicken soup cooking. Yeah? When to get the star of the show, a chicken breast. Make sure you have a chicken breast, okay? Make sure you have, well, it doesn't have to be chicken breast. It can be chicken thigh or chicken leg or any part of the chicken wing, chicken back, you know. But because I have a bag of chicken parts and I took out the one that is thawed out, it is this chicken breast. Yeah, a big chunk of chicken breast. So you know it's gonna have to cut up because it's me and my brother that I'm cooking for today. So it's not like a big pot like when I have the big family with son and mother and grandparents and cousins and aunties and all those type of things, right? So I'm just sharing the ingredients with you guys. Yeah, I have on my little cover up because I didn't want to splatter too much on my clothes because when you put on your apron, cover your hair, especially if you have stringy hair like mine, then it kind of keep that out of the mess of whenever you have to do it. We have our scallion. This is what a scallion looks like. For those who, we know new generation people don't like to cook. Yeah? And the quickest way is to go out and buy something at the fast food shop. But to nourish your body properly, you need these type of foods inside of your body that I am going to be sharing with you this morning. Healthy body, strong up body thing, because that's what we have to be working on. Knowing where I came from, being sick, and then have to pull myself together quickly to can do much again. These ingredients, these natural ingredients that we're gonna put into our soup today, because you know soup is like one of the most healthiest foods on the planet nowadays, because you boil it out and you drink the water and you eat the stuff and it nourishes you on the spot. It's like it's one pot food, one pot meal, but it has all the vitamins and minerals necessary to nourish your health. So for those, you know, because you know we have those people who don't cook or never learn to cook because there's even a stigma. Some people, I hear in Jamaica, some people tell their kids, if you cook, you're going to turn out to be a helper or a housewife, and they don't want their children to turn to those type of jobs because it's too downgrading. They want their children to be doctors or lawyers or big business entrepreneurs or teacher, nurse, you know, all those type of highfalutin jobs. So they didn't even bother to teach them to cook. They said, no, I won't make you cook, learn how to cook and clean house because that job is downgraded. So they're in a situation today where, yes, they have accomplished their goals in becoming doctors, lawyers, teachers, nurses, business people, be business entrepreneurs, CEOs, and whatever. But still, they want to nourish their bodies. They want to nourish their bodies healthily, and they don't. Some people just can't take to always going out to go buy Burger King and Wendy's and Popeyes all the time. I mean, those kind of foods, it's like a treat food. So you would really have your pizzas and your Popeyes and all those things on maybe, Friday night hanging out or whatever with friends or with families or whatever. But that's a once in a while thing. But you have to consider eating healthily, feeding your family healthily. And this is what it entails, because you have to go to the market or the supermarket and get these ingredients to do your chicken soup. One of my chicken soup favorite menu, this is what I put in it. Sometimes I alternate and do other things, because I do seafood soup, fish soup very well, and all sorts. Them are beef soup and conch soup and the whole works. But today we're focusing on the chicken soup. So as I said, make sure you have your piece of chicken. If it's frozen, you thaw it out, because most of mine I have to be thawing out and preparing from the day before, to make sure you have these ingredients in your home, so that when you're ready to do your cooking, you can do the cooking, yeah? Because it doesn't make sense in the middle of your cooking, you have to stop. Lord, go next door to go borrow from the neighbor, or drive out to the supermarket to go get, or the market to go get the ingredients. All those things you're supposed to get from before and have into your home. Yeah, when you do your grocery shopping. Hi, Chris. Nice to see you watching it. So, you have your piece of chicken, as I said. Washed, and you clean it up, and you're going to cut it up and stuff like that. You have a scallion, stock a scallion. This is scallion, right? You're going to clean it up and cut it up. Piece of pumpkin. Yeah, delicious pumpkin, one of my favorites. I love pumpkin. Chad is watching. Okay, hi Chad. Chad didn't say anything, but I get the message. Some of my people say they're always watching and observing, but they hardly, say anything, but they enjoy my shows. So for those who are quiet, I'm more silent, because you have some talky people in the world, and then you have the quiet ones, and all of them have to be included. You have to just love everybody despite their personalities and how they behave, right? So, my favorite pumpkin, you have your garlic, yeah? I like my garlic. You have an onion, yeah? Scotchy is here, Scotch bonnet pepper. Yeah. You have a potato. You have carrot. These are like our earth foods. This is what a thyme looks like. Yeah, so I have a thyme. Hi, Peter. I know you're Audrey's husband. So you have the thyme. And, pimento. This is very nourishing. See, pimento seeds. I contain it in a jar. Let me see if you can see what they look like. They're like little seeds, but they're very nourishing. Sometimes you can crush them, or you just boil them same way like that. I have some flour, cornmeal, a cup of water. See. And coconut. Yeah, husband's favorite. Coconut, because we're going to blend it up, as I blend it up this morning to get my coconut milk, and I fill the jar with it. All my coconut. Everybody knows what a coconut look like. This is when you take it out of the shell. Let me show you a hard one. Let me get a hard one. This is what a dried coconut looks like, right? So you get it out of the bark. We grow it on the trees here. Sometimes you buy it in the market, if our trees are out. But this is very, very nourishing to put into your soup as well, the coconut milk. Because if some people can't really drink it because they say their tummy hurt and they're not accustomed. But if you implement it in the foods, you don't even realize it is it that you're having, because it nourishes the body same way, and you won't have that upset tummy if you feel that the coconut milk gets you upset. But when you crack the coconut, these are the nuts, the fruity part that comes out of it, that you get to blend up. You can either blend it up or grater it. This is what the grated part looks like. You see it? You can grater it. And you strain it off. You blend it, you can blend it. Because if you grater it, you're going to have to put water on it, mix it around, and then strain it off with a strainer. But if you blend it, you just throw out the water out of the blender and the trash into it and strain it off, and you get the milk in. You see this whole jar full of it. And then you just squeeze it off and put the trash one side. Also, I put peas in it. If I have gungo peas, that would be good too. Or, I have red peas. This is what they look like. Can you see them? Can you see them? Yeah. So, you have some of the peas. So the first thing you do is you get your pot, let me show you what the pot looks like that I put them into. Showing you what my hot pot looks like. Yeah, because as I said, I put it on this morning and I forgot to share the whole thing, because since it's me one operating my camera, see the size of the pot? It's not no giant pot really. It's a pot that has good serving, you see? I just took it off because it was there boiling while I was doing it, and since all my ingredients were still out, I said while I was waiting for it to cook, I said let me just turn on the live camera and share, because normally Saturday mornings I would go in my garden and do my morning stretches. This morning I did my exercise, my morning stretch with Smile TBJ. There was a young lady, I think she was a kickboxer, of which you share. I mean, in life, sweetheart, did you know there are some people in life that doesn't cheer nobody on no matter what? They only cheer them own self on. And I'm like, really? How can somebody be so selfish in this life that they only can see themselves as the greatest human being and nobody else as good too? Well, sweetheart, this morning I saw this good kickboxing lady and she was on TV, punch, 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 and I was there doing it with her. So I got my morning workout with the kickboxing lady on Smile TBJ this morning. She was a good girl. I have to cheer her on. I have to cheer her on because it helped in the time when, you couldn't really go outside to do your exercise. And she was like having up her dog balls and then lift the hand up, lift the hand up, lift the hand up. And I get to do my top body, my hands strong up and build up. So I said, well, since I'm waiting on my soup to finish and I haven't cleared off all my ingredients, that is why I decided to share them with you. So as I say, guys, let me explain. You have a saucepan like this. You put a little water in it up to here. That's like halfway. If it's the red beans or the gungo peas you have, the dried ones, they're going to take a while to boil. So that's the first thing you're going to put in your pot to boil. And you put it onto the stove and you let that boil out. And once it gets boiled and soft, before you add the other ingredients. Pumpkin is a bit, it's a hard fruit. It's not soft. I think it's a cross between fruit and vegetable, whichever category they love to put it in, because it serves so many purposes. But it's a runner. It's a runner, yeah? I suppose if you can't eat it, there must be this Elaine Thompson eat, make sure you can run so fast, and Usain Bolt and Shelly Ann. So if you don't want to run and eat foods like these, because they are runners, right? And I love pumpkin. So in order for it to be manageable to peel, because as I said, you know, I am not as strong as some people out there who can just easily use the knife and just peel, peel, peel. If not, you just wash it, wash the skin, wash everything, put it into the pot with the peas boiling, and let it boil as well. The whole point is that there's nourishment in the skin, there's nourishment into the pumpkin. Then when it is soft, you peel off the skin and just slice up the pumpkin and put it back in to mash out with the peas as it boils. So therefore, you would have your pumpkin nourishment into your soup pot with your peas. So by the time the peas is getting soft and everything, you're going to season up the water as well, you know, with your wash your scallion, and you don't even have to cut it up. You just fold it up like this, squeeze it up, mash it up, and put it in the pot. Let it boil out and the whole seasoning of it. Because they say scallion is good for fever, cold, flu symptoms. You know, according to Japanese culture and some Asian cultures, they just put the onion alone into the pot with the water and boil it and drink it. Onion soup broth. Get rid of all the flu out of your body fast. So, but we love it with our season up chicken noodle and all the food setup. This now is the onion. You peel the skin off. See? This is how you clean it. So a lot of people don't know this. You have to peel the skin off. As you see, some of them shame to even ask, and some of them not going to say anything so they don't know it. You know, I hear when they say this rich guy married this young girl, and she never tell him that she can't cook. And when she go home, she put the whole onion in the pot without peeling it off. She put the whole chicken in the pot without cleaning it off. It means like, how you say you can't cook? She said, I can't cook. She said that inside that is not cooking. In cooking, it takes certain process. So ladies, before you embarrassing yourself, remember, peel off your onion, peel off your scallion. It have the earth brown on the bottom. You can peel them off. Even with the garlic, you take the pegs out. This is pulling it out of the peg. It has little skin on it. The skin on the inside, they say it's nourishing. Yeah, this has vitamins in it. A lot of people didn't know that. So the skin has vitamins in it when you take it off of the ash out here. So you don't really have to throw it all away if you don't want. But you can boil, just cut it up or mash it up and put it into the pot, let it boil as well. The carrot, you peel off the skin. You have a potato peeler. I guess if you know what that is, let me get one and show you for those who might not know. This one is called a potato peeler. So if you go to the shop, it helps to peel off the skin a little better. Yeah, but knife can do it, you know, knife can scrape. But you know, as I said, if you have never cooked before and cooking is not your thing, you know, it's harder when you don't have the right utensils to do it, because you're going to be like, I don't like the knife, I'm scraping it and it's sticking me in my hand, or it's cutting me, or the thing flying into my face, and you know. So it's another little secret I forgot to tell you about the onions. When you're peeling the onions, you're peeling it and then you're going to slice it up. It makes you cry, so it's good to peel it in water. If you forget about the water and you're peeling it and you're over it and cutting it up, yes, you're gonna have to sit down and do some crying. You don't really make it so, because it's not giving you pains or anything. It's just that the eye water just automatically runs down because of the essence of the onion. The onion flavor aura is coming up into your face. So it's the same thing you do with the potato peeler. You're going to peel it and then you're going to dice it up and cut it up in pieces. So all these are going to be added to the pot. All these ingredients: thyme, pimento, onion, Scotch bonnet pepper. You don't cut the Scotch bonnet pepper in, it's very hot. You hear me? It's very hot. It's just for the flavor. It has a nice flavor when it is just thrown into the pot and boiled with the rest of the ingredients. The scallion, the carrot, and the potato. You know, some people will add chocho and yam and sweet potato and all those things. But if you don't want the pot too foodie, then you don't put so much of those. Or if you're cooking for a lot of people, then you add those. But I'm just cooking for myself, so myself and my brother. So we don't need so much of it, so much of the food in it, because we really want the soup for the nourishment, the liquidy part, you know. Other times we might improvise, change to use instead of the potato, we use a sweet potato or the chocho, and you know, different things, and add to it food elements, even banana and breadfruit and all those little things. You peel them and cut them up. Another time I will show you about those. Then you're gonna have the reason for the flour and the cornmeal, because we make little cornmeal spinners, cornmeal dumpling, and put into your chicken soup. Yes, my dear. So you're not gonna need a lot, as I said, because it's just, if it's just for you and your wife, or you and a friend, or just two of you, I would throw out a little, like a handful, half of the amount with the cornmeal, and just put like little bit of the water to get it moist enough to make it into the dough. Roll it up, mix it up, make it into the dough, and then you break little pieces apart and do little spinners, and add to the pot after everything is cooked, because up to the chicken you cut up in little pieces too, yeah, and add to the pot and to the whole season, the water and everything is cooked together in the pot. You add the coconut milk as well, because that is what gives it a nice juicy flavor in cooking your soup. So the first thing you put in, as I said, is the peas to boil, get them soft, and then the pumpkin, get that soft, because the pumpkin mostly supposed to be mashed out. Some people like it to eat, some people like when it mash out. So you add the potato and the other things them to the peas, the soft peas, the water, and you add the chicken pieces and let that go and cook. The chicken have to cook into the season of water and everything, you know, because if you don't do that, it won't have that soupy flavor to it when you get the little pieces into your mouth. So I will show you my soup. I will get a spoon and show you my soup, okay? So you can see the finished product. So this is the soup, guys. Let me show you my finished product. Right? Don't know if you can see, but who can see? I'm gonna bring the camera over my pot so you can see it better. I took it off of the stove. But yes, guys, everything is in there. Let's see how well you're seeing it. Everything is in there, boy. The spinners, the chicken, the carrot, you can see. The peas, up to the peas when you scoop them up. The potato, yep. Oops, this way. This way. You see? So all this is nourishment for the body. So it's a simple way to do your meal. But as they said, the secret to it is to have all the ingredients that you need, because you can't really cook without the ingredients necessary, right? And if you're cooking without the ingredients, then you're going to bound to make mistake or forget something and stuff like that. So it's good to get everything in front of you together that you need, and then you just take one step at a time and do your cooking, and then chop up, cut up, wash up, clean up, and that's it. So I hope you enjoyed my cooking, my cooking live this morning with you. So you guys have a wonderful day now, and it's Soupy Saturdays. And if you're chilly and cold like how we are wet in Jamaica, the island is so flooded out. Everywhere is flooded out. Basically, it's work people get to do today to clean up that all that mess that Hurricane Ida did to our island and their houses. Everybody's in such a catastrophic state, but God knows why. As I say, God is in the midst of everything. Keep praying. Never forget to pray. Say your prayers first thing in the morning, because He has been very good to us so far and has blessed us with tremendous love, health, and we can say joy. So all I have to say is grateful. I am grateful, and no gratitude that I have for whatever it is that is within me, within life. And yes, I'm always cheering people on. I'm like everybody's cheerleader. I'm one of those people who love people and will cheer them on when I see they're trying to do something as well. So people, if you're not a cook and you're attempting to learn how to cook, feel free to call me, message me, and ask me what to do. I'm here as teacher. I am the lifelong learner. I'm here to share as well as to learn. I'm here to educate as well as to learn from you too. And I appreciate anybody that teach me anything, and I always big them up and say thank you for the education. Oh, I learned that. I'm glad I learned that from you. And I will big you up and appreciate it forever. I will always remember to say you taught me this, and remember where did I learn that from. So anything you have to teach me, feel free to tell me and teach me. I am here to learn, and I am here to share with you and teach you too, whatever it is that I might know that you might not know. Okay? And don't be scared. I'm not that kind of bully that is going to say no and, go on like I'm the cat's pajama when you're asking me to teach you something. Okay? I love people, and I will. God is good to me to have educated me thus far up until today, with the amount of things that I have learned that I so can multitask. I have to be grateful, and I have to give back to my people because of that blessing, that I really appreciate. So guys, continue taking good care of yourself. Continue looking out for me as well, because I appreciate it. As I tell people, everything I learn is right here in Jamaica. They teach me. Even when I went to England and studied, and even when I went to America, and interacting with people is Jamaican people. And whatever it is, most of them were Jamaican. The few foreigners that I have encountered were happy to have interacted with me to learn about my culture, as well as they try to teach me about their culture. But the whole point is that most of my coping mechanisms and things that I learned is from Jamaicans, both here and abroad. And I appreciate it so much, guys. I am very, very grateful for your education and your love and your care and your support that you have given me over the years of my life. As I said, I have been doing some things from before I even come into the world. That is from in my mother's womb, because my mother was a hyperactive person. So she never stayed still. She made sure that she was up and about and doing things. And so you expose your children from in your womb to what it is that you want them to do. So certain things I was doing from in my mother's womb, and I come out and it is still, even those things are still present into my life to have to do. So even though they might be hard or they might be scary, I still do them because I come with the mindset and the understanding that it is that of which my family has been doing for years from before I came into the picture. And since if that is so, then I have to be grateful and work with it. And if those who know better can do better, then do better. So whatever I see myself can do better in certain things, then I try and do the better part of what I say I can do for me and for the good of all the people in the world, because I'm here for everybody and I can do so much. I know more, but I'm still offering myself to serve you guys. So if you want to learn any of my techniques in cooking or ask me what it is or how to do this or that, feel free to call me and message me, okay? My cookbook's supposed to be out soon, but as I said, my editor, she caught the COVID. So it's gonna take a little while for her to get better, you know. But we're keeping her in prayers and everything. Hope she gets well soon, so she can finish editing my book, so my cookbook can be out to share with you guys. All right. So have a wonderful Saturday now. I'm going to start doing my other activities for today, which is mostly home chores and clean it up. Okay. So you have a wonderful day now and bless up.